Deep in the monitoring station Epsilon 7, senior observer Vextal's antenna twitched with confusion. The holographic display before them showed something impossible, energy signatures that shouldn't exist emanating from the primitive world designated as Earth. Run the analysis again, Vextal commanded, their crystalline exoskeleton reflecting the soft blue glow of the station's instruments. The junior technicians hurried to comply, their appendages dancing across the neural interfaces. Confirmed, senior observer. We're detecting antimatter containment fields, quantum entanglement signatures, and... The technician paused, double-checking the readings, what appears to be artificial gravity manipulation. Vextal's primary hearts skipped a beat. The Galactic Council had classified Earth as a Level 2 civilization barely 2 cycles ago, still grappling with basic rocket technology and nuclear fission. These readings suggested technology centuries beyond their supposed capabilities. Show me visual confirmation, Vextal ordered. The holographic display shifted, zooming in on Earth's orbit. What they saw made their crystalline structure vibrate with shock. Massive vessels, elegant and deadly, moved with precision through the void. Their designs were unlike anything in the galactic database, smooth curves blended with angular geometry in ways that somehow managed to be both beautiful and intimidating. By the first light, whispered one of the technicians. Those are warships. Alert the High Command immediately, Vextal commanded. And prepare my shuttle. I need to see this myself. Within hours, a flotilla of Concordiate vessels emerged from hyperspace at the edge of the Sol system. Vextal stood on the bridge of the flagship, the Eternal Dawn, watching as Earth grew larger on the main viewer. Their mission was simple, assess the threat level and determine how humans had advanced so rapidly without detection. The humans noticed them immediately. A dozen ships broke formation around Earth and moved to intercept, their engines flaring with impossible energy readings. Vextal noted with growing concern that the human vessels were arranging themselves in a defensive pattern that suggested both tactical sophistication and combat experience. Opening communications on all frequencies, announced the communications officer. Broadcasting in Standard Galactic Common. The response came almost instantly, in perfect Galactic Common. This is Captain Sarah Chen of the Earth Defense Force. You have entered restricted space. State your intentions immediately. Vextal stepped forward. I am Senior Observer Vextal of the Galactic Concordiate. We detected unusual energy signatures from your world and came to investigate. Our records indicate your species should not possess such technology. A pause, then a sound came through the speakers that Vextal would later learn was human laughter. Your records are outdated, Observer. We've been busy. How is this possible? Your world was assessed at Level 2 technological achievement mere cycles ago. These advances should have taken centuries. Perhaps you should have looked closer, Captain Chen replied. Humanity doesn't progress linearly. We adapt, we innovate, and most importantly, we cooperate. Every breakthrough builds on the last, exponentially. As if to emphasize her point, one of the human ships suddenly vanished from sensors, only to reappear seconds later on their opposite flank. The maneuver should have been impossible without generating massive energy signatures. Impressive, Vextal admitted. But also concerning. The Concordiate must understand how this happened. We need to ensure stability in this sector. We understand your concerns, Chen responded. We propose a diplomatic meeting. You'll find we're eager to join the galactic community, but as equals, not as subjects to be studied. Vextal's antenna twitched again, this time with curiosity. These humans were full of surprises. Their technology was advanced, yes, but it was their confidence that was truly remarkable. They showed no fear facing a supposedly superior force. Agreed, Vextal said finally. But first, explain something to me, Captain. How did you master these technologies so quickly? That's simple, Observer. We dream big, work together, and never accept impossible as an answer. Humanity's greatest strength isn't our technology, it's our determination to reach for the stars, no matter the obstacles. As Vextal prepared for the diplomatic meeting, they couldn't shake the feeling that this encounter would change the galaxy forever. Humanity had bypassed centuries of gradual advancement through sheer willpower and ingenuity. The question wasn't whether they belonged among the stars, it was whether the galaxy was ready for them. The diplomatic chamber aboard the Eternal Dawn hummed with tension as Captain Chen materialized on the designated platform. Vextal noted with interest that the human teleportation technology produced no radiation signature, another impossible feat according to known physics. "Welcome aboard," Vextal said, their crystalline form shifting to project welcoming colors. "Though I must admit, your method of arrival was unexpected." Chen smiled, a gesture Vextal's cultural database identified as friendly. "We find it helps to make an entrance. Besides, it gave your sensors something to analyze." The implied message wasn't subtle, humans knew they were being studied and weren't afraid to show off their capabilities. Behind Chen stood two officers, their uniforms bearing symbols Vextal didn't recognize. "Allow me to introduce Commander Rodriguez, our Chief of Engineering, and Dr. Patel, Head of Xenoscience," Chen said. "They're here to answer any technical questions you might have." Before Vextal could respond, alarms blared throughout the ship. "Senior Observer," a voice called over the intercom. "We're detecting multiple ships emerging from faster-than-light travel. They're not responding to hails." Chen's hand moved to a small device on her wrist. "Earth Defense Force, this is Chen. Status report." "Raiders, Captain," came the response. "Looks like the Scarlet Brigade. They must have followed the Concordiate ships." Vextal's color dimmed with concern. The Scarlet Brigade was a notorious group of pirates that had plagued the outer systems for cycles. They typically avoided well-defended worlds, but the prospect of stealing advanced human technology must have proved too tempting. "We should return you to your ship," Vextal began, but Chen held up a hand. "No need. Let us handle this. Consider it a demonstration of human capabilities." She tapped her wrist device again. "All ships, Protocol Omega. Let's show our guests how we deal with pirates." What followed left Vextal questioning everything they thought they knew about warfare. The human ships moved in patterns that seemed chaotic at first, but revealed themselves to be intricately coordinated. Each vessel appeared to operate independently while somehow maintaining perfect synchronization with the others. "Remarkable," Dr. Patel commented, watching the battle unfold on the chamber's holographic display. "They're using our quantum wake technology against them." Vextal watched in fascination as human vessels deliberately created gravitational distortions in their wake, herding the raider ships into a carefully prepared trap. The pirates, used to dealing with conventional tactics, found their usual escape routes cut off by invisible walls of warped space. "The thing about human warfare," Commander Rodriguez explained, noting Vextal's interest, "is that we learned early on that superior technology isn't enough. You need creativity, adaptability, and most importantly, you need to be unpredictable." As if to demonstrate this point, several human ships suddenly launched what appeared to be primitive projectiles. The raiders' shields, designed to stop energy weapons, didn't activate. The projectiles passed through their hulls before detonating in brilliant flashes of light. When the light faded, the raider ships hung motionless in space. "Quantum anchor torpedoes," Chen explained. "They temporarily lock a ship's particles in place relative to local spacetime. No damage to the ships or crews, but they're not going anywhere." "You developed weapons specifically for capture rather than destruction?" Vextal asked, surprised. "Of course," Chen replied. "Dead pirates can't be reformed or provide intelligence. Besides, unnecessary destruction is wasteful. We learned that lesson the hard way during our own wars." As Earth Defense Force ships moved to secure the disabled raiders, Vextal found themselves re-evaluating everything they thought they knew about humans. This species hadn't just mastered advanced technology, they'd developed an entirely new philosophy of warfare focused on minimal casualties and maximum efficiency. I believe, Vextal said slowly, that the Concordiate has severely underestimated your species. You're not just technologically advanced. You're innovative in ways we hadn't considered possible. Chen's expression grew serious. That's the thing about humans, observer. We're full of surprises. Now, shall we continue our discussion? I believe we were about to explain how humanity went from primitive rockets to quantum technology in less than a century. As they returned to their diplomatic talks, Vextal couldn't shake the feeling that this was just the beginning of humanity's surprises. The galaxy was about to change, and for once, they weren't sure if the Concordiate was ready for what was coming. The Grand Assembly Hall of the Concordiate buzzed with nervous energy as representatives from 100 worlds gathered to discuss the human situation. Vextal stood at the podium, facing the assembled delegates while Captain Chen and her team waited in an adjacent chamber. The data is conclusive, Vextal announced, their crystalline form projecting confidence. Humanity has achieved technological breakthroughs that defy our understanding of scientific progression. But more importantly, they've demonstrated wisdom in how they use these advances. A reptilian delegate from the Sanctum Worlds rose, scales flickering with skepticism. Yet they hide the source of their advancement. What are we to make of a species that appears overnight with technology that shouldn't exist? Before Vextal could respond, the assembly hall's security systems suddenly went dark. Emergency lights flickered on, casting eerie shadows across the crystalline architecture. Multiple breaches detected, announced the automated system. Unknown entities have penetrated all defensive layers. The doors slid open, and Captain Chen burst in with her team. You have an infiltration. We detected quantum signatures matching those used by the Nexus Collective. The assembly erupted in chaos. The Nexus Collective was a mysterious group that had remained hidden for millennia, occasionally emerging to steal advanced technology before vanishing again. How did you detect them when our systems didn't? Demanded the Sanctum delegate. Because we've fought them before, Chen revealed, her expression grim. They visited Earth during our industrial age, thinking us primitive. They learned the hard way not to underestimate humans. Shadow-like figures began materializing throughout the hall, their form-shifting technology making them almost invisible. But Chen's team was ready. They activated devices on their wrists, and suddenly the shadow figures became solid, their advanced camouflage disrupted. Quantum field destabilizers, Commander Rodriguez explained as he moved to protect a group of delegates. Turns their own technology against them. The battle that followed demonstrated why humanity had advanced so quickly. Chen's team moved with practiced efficiency, using seemingly primitive tactics alongside their advanced technology. They threw light grenades that disrupted the Nexus beings' phase-shifting abilities, then used old-fashioned hand-to-hand combat to subdue them. This is impossible, one of the shadow figures hissed in the ancient tongue. You cannot have this technology. We are the only ones who understand quantum manipulation at this level. Dr. Patel approached the captured infiltrator, holding up a small device. That's where you're wrong. We understand it better. Want to know why? She activated the device, creating a containment field around the being. Because we learned from you, improved upon your technology, and made it our own. As security forces moved in to secure the prisoners, Vextal addressed the stunned assembly. Now you see why we cannot treat humanity as just another emerging species. They've done what none of us thought possible, they've taken advanced technology and rather than simply copying it, they've innovated and improved upon it. Chen stepped forward. The Nexus Collective has been raiding worlds and hoarding technology for millennia. We tracked them back to Earth's first industrial revolution, where they dismissed us as primitives. But they made a mistake, they left traces of their technology behind. We studied it, understood it, and most importantly, we improved it. This is why we've kept some of our advances secret, Rodriguez added. We knew the collective would return. We needed to be ready. The assembly hall fell silent as the implications sank in. Humanity hadn't just achieved the impossible, they'd done it by turning the galaxy's most advanced technology against its creators. We don't seek dominion, Chen continued. We want alliance, cooperation, mutual advancement. But we will defend ourselves and others who need protection. That's what humans do, we stand up for what's right, no matter the odds. As the delegates began discussing this new revelation, Vextal realized that humanity hadn't just earned their place among the stars, they'd revolutionized how the galaxy would view technological advancement forever. The age of hoarding knowledge was over. The age of human innovation had begun. In the aftermath of the Nexus Collective's attack, the Concordiate's highest council convened in a secure chamber deep within their capital ship. Captain Chen stood before them, preparing to reveal the full story of humanity's rise to the stars. Computer, initiate holographic sequence Earth Alpha, Chen commanded. The chamber filled with images of Earth's past, starting with the first lunar landing. What you're about to see has been classified at the highest levels, she began. Our first hint that we weren't alone came in 1947, when a Nexus Collective scout ship crashed in New Mexico. But that wasn't our first encounter with alien technology. The hologram shifted to show ancient cave paintings, Egyptian hieroglyphs, and Mayan structures. They had been visiting for millennia, leaving behind fragments of advanced technology. Where other species might have worshipped these artifacts as divine objects, we studied them. Reverse-engineered them. Improved them. Commander Rodriguez stepped forward, activating a small device that projected detailed technical schematics. The collective's quantum technology was impressive, but flawed. They never considered that their basic assumptions about physics might be wrong. Humans, with our history of challenging established theories, saw the potential for improvement. Take their faster-than-light drive, Dr. Patel added. They used massive amounts of energy to tear holes in spacetime. We discovered you could achieve the same result with precise quantum resonance patterns using a fraction of the power. The collective never considered this because they were too set in their ways. A delegate from the silicon-based Crystalline Confederation raised an appendage. But how did you maintain secrecy during your development? Surely such advances would have been impossible to hide from your own population. Chen smiled. We didn't hide it, we hid it in plain sight. Every major technological breakthrough was presented as theoretical physics or science fiction. While the world watched rockets and space shuttles, our quantum research continued in secret. The public space program served as both cover and inspiration. The hologram showed clips from old science fiction movies alongside actual classified footage of human quantum experiments. The similarities were striking. Our greatest advantage, Chen continued, was human imagination. While the collective thought linearly, we dreamed in possibilities. Every science fiction story, every wild theory, every crazy idea was examined for potential. We turned imagination into innovation. Vextal's crystalline form shimmered with understanding. This explains the unusual design of your ships. They're not just functional, they're inspired by your stories. Exactly, Rodriguez confirmed. Form following imagination, guided by science. We built what we dreamed of, then made it work better than anyone thought possible. The hologram shifted again, showing Earth's hidden quantum shipyards inside hollowed-out asteroids. When the collective returned in 2020, expecting to find a primitive nuclear-age civilization, they instead found a species that had surpassed their own technology. Their attempt to subjugate Earth lasted less than 6 hours. You defeated them, asked the crystalline delegate, their form vibrating with disbelief. No, Chen corrected. We showed them a better way. Half of their fleet defected when they saw how we'd improved their technology. The rest retreated, but not before we planted quantum trackers on their ships. That's how we knew they'd try to attack this assembly. Dr. Patel activated another hologram, showing the quantum principles behind human technology. We're sharing this now because the galaxy needs to evolve. The collective's philosophy of hoarding knowledge has stagnated development for millennia. Humanity believes in open innovation, in sharing ideas and building upon them together. The council chamber fell silent as the implications became clear. Humanity hadn't just mastered advanced technology, they'd revolutionized how it could be developed and improved. Their greatest strength wasn't their ships or weapons, but their ability to imagine, innovate, and inspire others to do the same. So, Chen concluded, we're not here to join your civilization. We're here to help transform it. The question is, are you ready to dream with us? The news spread across the galaxy like a quantum wave. Humanity's offer to share their innovative approach to technology had inspired a revolution. 1 month after the historic council meeting, representatives from thousands of worlds gathered at Earth's lunar base for what would become known as the Genesis Convention. Captain Chen stood at the observation dome, watching ships of every configuration arrive through quantum space. Beside her, Vextal's crystalline form reflected the ethereal light of Earth rising over the lunar horizon. I still find it remarkable, Vextal said, that your species chose to reveal everything now. The power you held could have made Earth the dominant force in the galaxy. That's exactly why we revealed it, Chen replied. History has shown us that empires built on technological superiority eventually fall. But knowledge shared creates bonds that last forever. The dome's display activated, showing live feeds from across the solar system. In the asteroid belt, human engineers worked alongside crystalline architects, combining Earth's quantum mechanics with living crystal technology to create ships that could think and adapt. Around Mars, vast construction projects united dozens of species in the creation of the first truly collaborative shipyards. The Nexus Collective made contact, Dr. Patel announced, joining them at the window. They're requesting to participate in the Genesis Initiative. Chen nodded. Tell them they're welcome, under the same terms as everyone else. Complete technological transparency and commitment to collaborative development. Suddenly, the quantum sensors detected something massive emerging from deep space. A ship larger than anything ever recorded appeared, its design unlike anything known to the gathered species. Everyone froze, watching as the colossal vessel approached. We're receiving a transmission, Commander Rodriguez reported from his station. It's in ancient precursor code. The message translated across all frequencies, we have watched and waited. Your species has achieved what we thought impossible, true unity through innovation. The time has come. The massive ship's surface shifted, revealing intricate patterns that pulsed with energy. We are the architects, those you know as the precursors. We seeded this galaxy with our technology, waiting for a species that would not just master it, but transform it. Humanity has proven to be that species. Chen stepped forward. You've been watching us all along. We watched all species, the architects responded. Most simply used what they found. Some, like the collective, hoarded it. But humans dreamed beyond it. You saw our technology not as an end, but as a beginning. The architect vessel projected a hologram showing technologies beyond even humanity's understanding. This is our gift to all species, but it comes with a challenge. These are the keys to the universe itself. Dimensional engineering, consciousness transfer, reality manipulation. Tools we deemed too powerful to share until we found those worthy of wielding them. And you believe we're ready? Vextal asked. Not alone, the architects replied. But together, united by humanity's philosophy of shared innovation and bounded by their wisdom in using power responsibly, yes. The real test was never about technological achievement. It was about understanding that true advancement comes from collaboration, imagination, and the courage to dream beyond the possible. Chen looked at the assembled representatives of the galaxy species, former enemies and allies alike, all united in the pursuit of knowledge and understanding. Then let's begin, she said. Not as humans, or concordiate, or collective, but as one civilization reaching for the stars together. As the Genesis Convention commenced, marking the beginning of a new era in galactic history, the truth became clear: humanity's greatest achievement wasn't their mastery of quantum physics or their innovative starships. It was their ability to inspire others to look beyond the boundaries of what they thought possible. The age of isolation was over. The age of unified discovery had begun. And somewhere in the vast expanse of space, the architects watched as their long wait finally ended, and a new chapter in the story of life itself began to unfold.